You probably tested a lot of Fuji recipes that you found online or on Fuji Weekly. Today I want to show you how you create your own Fuji recipe. Even if you want to customize some that you found online, we can do this together, or we will build it from scratch. This works as the brain where you process your photos. And you really need one active camera. Without that, it doesn't work. Then the second thing you need is a USB-C cable to connect your camera to your computer. Of course, you need a computer where you are installing the Fuji X Studio. You need to download that from the Fuji website and install it. And also you need some raw photos that you captured earlier with your Fuji camera, so you can test your recipe on them or develop them on top of them. Let's jump in. Let's start the Fuji X app, and now you need to connect your camera, and also you have to turn it on so it gets recognized by your computer. Here we go. So you go locate to your folder where your RAWs are stored at. Once the whole folder is loaded, you can start by choosing some pictures that you want to test your recipe on and load a Fujifilm recipe that you already like. You just got one photo that you want you test your recipe on. Here on the top right you see the recipes you already have on your computer, and down here you see the camera profiles, and these are the 7 recipes that are stored on your camera. We can quickly cycle through this with one photo selected. I have here the base that would be to start from scratch. Here is the Kodak Portra Max 400. Then I have here some customized Portra, Cinestill 500, Portra 400, which we all are familiar with, and also Ilford-style P80, which gives a little bit more of a vintage vibe to it. Let's say we want to start completely fresh. I will select here the base, so we got really nothing on it. Here on the right you see all your settings. Let's go quickly through every setting and see what it's about. The one we want to start with is the film simulations. Here you can select your favorite film simulation. For this one, I actually quite like the saturated look of this Velvia Vivid film simulation. And there are some settings that you can't change after you shot the RAW file. So this one you have to put in the camera when you store your recipe on them. Now let's go over the grain effect. For this picture, I think we can even go a little bit stronger for this photo, and also increase the size of the grain. I don't think I have to explain something about the grain effect. It's just no grain, a little bit of grain, and even more grain. Here you can choose between small and large grain particles. The color chrome effect adds some density and depth to the saturated colors in your pictures and prevents color from looking too flat or clipped. So in these pictures I will start with strong, and I think this would work pretty good. Yes, let's keep it like that. For the color chrome effect blue, what this does is it targets only the blue tones, the sky or the water, and I think, let's see how it looks with weak, okay, or strong. I think we will go with weak for that. Obviously the white balance for this picture is already chosen when it was shot, but for the reason of this tutorial I will go with my favorite color temperature, somewhere with 5400 Kelvin. Now you can choose the white balance shift. We will try something in the down right area. Let's go a little bit further. So let's see how it looks. Maybe just a little bit back. And here are really personal preferences. You can do some highlight changes and shadow changes. For the highlight tone, the negative values are softer. It's more like a film look, and the positive values are harsher and punchier highlights. A common mistake would be setting this value too high, because then it looks more digital, and especially in skies or skin areas. Let's put that on 1. I think I might even go with a negative value. Or no, let's keep it at +1. And also the shadow tone, negative values are lifted and positive values gets the picture more dark. Let's check how it looks with +3. This is a little bit extreme on this picture. Let's put it at +1. I think that should be fine. Then the color sets the saturation for the whole image. This image is already pretty saturated, but let's check how it looks. Let's go to the extreme, +4. I think it's a little bit too much, but let's keep it at +3. Then you can do some sharpening and some noise reduction or clarity. But these settings I normally don't touch, because when you add something like this to your recipe, the camera has to process that every time you take a photo, and it slows down your shooting experience. If you want to add some clarity or noise reduction to your image, I would suggest that you do this after you shot the picture. So we have our recipe. Let's now save that. Go here and save a new recipe. Call this YouTube test Land Rover. And so you see you have here now your recipe. So if you want to add your new recipe to your camera, you can do that by right-clicking on your recipe you just created and copy user profile to camera settings. I would suggest that you test your freshly created profile on lots of different photos, so you can see how it performs in different environments and different daytimes. This one is quite a versatile one. Let's check also on this picture how it looks. Here is even stronger look. I would adjust this a little bit. Maybe we can go back in and change the color space to a little bit less green. I would go with something like that. What you also can do, you can control the contrast in your highlight and shadow tone, but you also can adjust the total brightness here. You can, for example, go just a little bit brighter, and this I think looks pretty good to me. So you can convert the picture for JPEG, or you just can leave it as it is. And this is how you do your own film recipe in Fuji X Studio. I'm pretty new to this YouTube game, so it would really make me happy if you drop a comment and let me know if you liked this video or what I should do next.